Chef Dave, and you're in the house with Chef Dave. Today we're cooking chicken egg rolls, chicken fried rice, and some Japanese mixed vegetables in a wine sauce. Enjoy the show and bon appetit! Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut the oven on high. Get it some light. And then we're on high. We're going to add 8 quarts of water to about a 3 to 4 quart pan. Like that right there. We're going to add about a half a stick of butter. Add that in. And a little bit of garlic salt for flavor. This rice, we're going to make it into fried rice after it cooks. But first we're going to let the water boil. And while the water boils, we're going to get some vegetables cut up. Now, I'm going to make these a little fancy today. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a fork and run it down the edges like this. And if you watch closely, I'm running down the edges like that. What it's going to do is make it look like little peppermint, green peppermints when I chop it up. So, there we go, all the way around. Now, I'm going to move this over. We're going to cut this up. So, that, and this is what you're going to get right here. Just a little design. So we're going to slice these about 1/4 inch thick, right there. And we're going to do the same thing to the squash. One last one. Okay, we're going to cut up some squash now the same way. What we're going to do is come down here like this. Make the grooves. There we go. Cut this piece off right here. You got your little fancy squash now. And that's the squash. Hey, on our carrots, what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel them a little ways like this. Takes a few minutes here. Okay, I'm going to cut this right here, and I'm going to cut this right here. And what we're actually going to do is just use slithers. So what I'm going to do is just cut some slithers in like this. Right there. That should be enough. And we get a little slithers there. Now, the other thing that we're going to cut is some red onions. For flavor and color. Do the same thing to the edges like this. Cut it off. Cut it in half. I'm just going to cut it like this. There we go, they're all about a half moon shape. Add this to our bowl of vegetables. These will be cooking later after we get the rice done. And that's our vegetables. Alright, now once you finish up your vegetables, we got all our vegetables done. There we go, that should be enough. We already got the mushrooms pre-cut because it's just cheapest to buy them whole was pre-cut them. Anyway, now we're going to finish the rice. We're going to add 4 cups of rice to this 8 cups of water that we poured in. It's already boiling. We got butter and salt, like we said. And then we're going to stir it. We're going to let that boil for about 10 minutes. Then we're going to cover it, put it on simmer, and let it cook for another 10 minutes. And we'll have some nice flaky rice. There we go. And let's go ahead and cut the vegetables for our insides of the egg roll. What I already did was pick out some bean sprouts, fresh bean sprouts. We're going to cut up a few more carrots for color. Not very many, but we're going to slice a few of them up like this. Same way. Just shave them off. The reason we do it this way is because carrots take longer to cook than any other vegetable. So if you have slithers like this, they'll cook very quick inside the egg roll. And that should be enough slithers. Now, on the cabbage, what I tend to do is cut about 1/4 of it like this. And I'm going to cut this into slithers too. But they're going to be probably about 1/4 inch slithers. Just like that. And we're going to be using the whole head of this cabbage since we are making around 40 egg rolls. And that's how we cut the cabbage. Now what we're going to do is we're going to stir this rice one more time. Now we're going to steam it the rest of the way. It's been boiling for about 10 minutes. We'll cover that up. We're going to move that to the back here. Like this. We're going to cut this off for right now. Put this pot in its place, and that is going to be for our stuffing in our egg rolls. Now that we're through cutting up our vegetables, we're going to move on to cutting up our chicken. So, what I do is take a chicken breast like this, and we're going to slice it up into basically little slithers like that. This is going to be going into our egg rolls once we cook it first. So this is how I basically cut the chicken up. Any fat that I see on there, what I'm going to do is cut that off. Just slice it off like this. There we go. I'm going to put that away. And keep slithering it up. I want the slithers to be about about 1/8 of an inch thick to 1/4 of an inch. Go. Alright, I usually do about 3 chicken breasts. Cut this fat off right here. It won't be in the way. There we go. Now I'll slice it on up, cut 1/8 to 1/4 inch again. And some more fat. And that is how we slice our chicken. Now we're going to move on to cooking the stuff that goes inside the egg roll, the chicken and the vegetables that we chopped up. Now we're cooking the stuff that goes inside the egg rolls. It'll be the chicken and the vegetables that we cut up. So first things first, we go ahead and cut the oven back on. Okay, we're going to put that on about 8, almost high. Now we're going to add our chicken that we cut up earlier. We're going to add a little bit of oil, probably about maybe a quarter cup of oil. There we go. And some garlic salt. Probably about a quarter cup of that. And we're going to stir that up. And what we want is that to cook to about 3/4 of the way, and we're going to add our vegetables to it. This process will probably take about 3 or 4 minutes. Alright, now that the chicken is cooked about 3/4 of the way, 2/3 of the way, we're going to go ahead and add our vegetables that we cut up. Now you're going to add this on top of the chicken. This is all our cabbage and our bean sprouts and our carrots. It's going to reduce down by at least half or more. It looks like a lot now, but once it starts cooking, it'll reduce down. And alright, there's all our vegetables. We'll push those down. And inside of this, we're going to add some soy sauce. Probably about 1/4 to 1/2 cup. There we go. And a little more garlic salt on top of the vegetables. There we go. Crush it down some. And that's going to be our vegetables after they reduce. It takes possibly about 5 to 10 minutes. At the most 10 minutes, and they'll be reduced down. And coming up next, we're going to be wrapping our egg rolls. Now that our egg roll mixture has cooled off a little, what we're going to do is wrap them. So, we'll take an egg roll wrap, and we're going to add possibly about 2 or 3 tablespoons of mixture there. We're going to fold it from end to end and then roll it like this right here. And then we have a little bowl of water where we put on the edge right here, and that seals it. Right, so we're going to roll a few of these up real quick. And what we'll do is grab a little handful there. Don't put too much in there. And roll it just like that and seal it. Hold and fold, and then we'll roll. And as my son says, that's a wrap. Now that I've finished rolling the egg rolls, what we're going to do is we're going to deep fry them. Usually heat the grease up on high, and I'm going to add about 10 egg rolls in here. It's approximately going to take about 10 minutes to cook all the egg rolls, about 3 minutes per egg roll, and if we do 10, it takes about 3 minutes to cook 10. So here we go. There we go. Now while the egg rolls are cooking, you'll notice that the edges of them will start bubbling up. Once they get a little brown on one side, we're going to flip them over and cook the other side. Should take a few minutes here. So we can add another one. Alright, now the egg rolls are done on one side. They've been cooking for about 2 minutes. We're going to flip them over and it'll take about another minute for them to cook. If you notice a light brown on that side, it means they're done on that side. Okay, now they're ready to pull from the grease, so they should look like a golden brown. There we go. I'm going to add some more to the grease, and we'll cook up the rest. There we go. Now we're going to add some more to the grease. Now that we're done with our egg rolls, we'll move on to our next step where we make our chicken fried rice. Now we're ready to do the fried rice. Now when making the fried rice, what I usually do is fill the bottom of the pan with a little bit of cooking oil. Now we're making chicken fried rice, so what I'm going to do is add some chicken that I've cut up into little pieces with onion. Grease should be very hot when we put this in. As you see it is. Throw that in there. And add a little bit of garlic salt. Now we're adding garlic salt. A little bit of soy. Stir it up. Now you see our chicken is almost done. There we go. So we're going to add our rice right on top. This is our rice that we cooked before. It's regular white rice. We're going to add that in. Throw it in the pan. There we go. We almost have a full pan there. Alright, now we're going to add a little bit more garlic salt. And some soy. Probably put about a quarter cup of soy in there. Now we're going to just put that up like this. We're going to mix it up really nice. Fried rice all over. Up. Let me make sure it's all in there. Make sure it's good. One more flip. There we go. And that's our fried rice. Now we're done with our second batch of rice. We're going to add it to the first batch. There we go. We got some big old plate of fried rice. Now we're going to make the mixed vegetables. What I did was put a little bit of oil in the bottom of the pan. We're going to add our vegetables that we cut up earlier. Like this. Add them all in. We're going to add a little salt and pepper, garlic salt, all that together, just a mixture. We'll flip that and cover it nice with the oil. Whoa, sauce in there. Flip it up. Let that cook for a minute. So we're going to add a little white wine. Right. And flip it a few more times. So all we're really doing is blanching the vegetables. They'll still be a little crunchy, but they'll have that coating of the white wine, the garlic salt. And there, that's our mixed vegetables. So we're going to add that to the plate right now. Now that we're finished with our vegetables, we're going to add the second batch to the plate. And that is it. Okay, now that we're finished with everything, these are our egg rolls, our mixed vegetables and the white wine sauce, and our fried rice, chicken fried rice. And it's bon appetit, time to eat. You may contact us at celebritychefdave@gmail.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel.